Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel of crafting, crochet and knitting. My name is Nikki and welcome to my little yarniverse. So hello, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're a returning viewer. As always, let me know what you're working on at the moment by leaving a comment down below. It has been great to see some people let me know about projects that they've been working on recently in comments of previous videos, so yeah, keep that up. It's been absolutely amazing to see. So turns out that last video when I dug out all my projects to have a look at what I still had as a work in progress or a UFO, so an unfinished object, was actually really helpful for me because it just allowed me to see where I was at. Reminded me of some projects that actually I do want to pick back up and give me a little bit of a break from bigger projects that I was not finding. So I think in the last video I did say like finding boring, but not finding boring, but just finding a lack of motivation for it and needing a break from and needing a different headspace for. So I am now feeling a lot happier about jumping back into those bigger projects because I've had the break on these smaller ones and I've made some good progress. So what smaller projects have I made progress on? I'm doing this a lot. I don't know why I'm moving my hands around a lot today. I have made some progress on, well, I say yes, made some progress on. I actually have finished the sock pair. So if you can remember, these are the ones that were most likely to get finished first. They were the simplest thing really. They are just a really standard basic sock pattern where you're just knitting in the round. The only thing that you really have to think about is the gusset part, and I was saying how every time I get to the gusset I just make myself feel like it's going to be a much bigger task than it ends up being, and it makes me want to put it down. And the second that I got past that gusset I just had to finish these socks. So I haven't shown socks for a while, so I will just show you the main feature that I tend to go for in socks is to have a tapered toe line. So if I can hold them up at the same time, you hopefully will be able to see. I'm not going to be able to do it. There we go, maybe you can just about see, but I actually have tapered each side of the foot differently. So my socks do have a left foot and a right foot, not to just say put them on any foot you want. And that's because I just find they provide a much better fit. I find that a lot of people will have a shallower incline around the smaller toes and then a steeper incline for the bigger toe. So I actually decrease, rather than decreasing on both sides every other round, I decrease on one side, then I do a knit row, then I decrease on both sides, and then I do another knit row, and I repeat that pattern until I've got enough that I can kitchen stitch the ends together. So I'm really happy with how these look, and yeah, I've worn them already once. I couldn't wait, and they are nice and snug, so really happy with that. The other object I have made progress on, and that is that is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. As you can see, he is well on his way to being finished. I actually changed the eyes. So when I tried to sew the eyes in place, I realised that I had sewn on the circles I made in white very poorly. They were awful. They were on different sides of his eyes, and they just were not in the right place at all for the character if you've ever watched Lilo and Stitch. So I ripped those out and I decided I was going to sew the base on first and then decide what to do about the eyes. And actually in the end I decided that he has I found it really fascinating actually when the animators talked about how they wanted to animate Stitch. They have this character which is, you know, designed to be evil but actually has a lot of good in him, and they wanted to give him these really beady black eyes that kind of showed hardly anything behind them because they wanted him to be unreadable in that way. And so a lot of the time you see him, he does have a bit of white reflecting in his eyes, but that was just something I found fascinating about wanting these big black eyes. And so I thought the more I put a white pupil looking thing in there, the or the white reflection in there, the more it was going to take away from that characteristic of his. And I did notice that actually when I was looking at him. I was like, this is not capturing what he was about. So yes, I went for instead some sewing on the eyes, just repeatedly going between the same two stitches, and I think that absolutely captures the reflection more than it looking like a pupil or an added feature of his eye. So I'm really happy with how that came out. I tried to get his nose as sort of triangular as possible, but it was quite difficult. I think if I was doing this again, I would do the increases for his nose in a way that would make it much more triangular, but it's not so bad. So this was the bit I wanted to try and do as I went, and was struggling with because of how it would come down here, and it would try and track around the body with the stitches. So in the end I've just gone for doing a bit in the round and then going in some rows backwards and forwards up here to try and shape it. I think I need to try and get a smile, because this is meant to be like just under his mouth. So when he smiles, this bit is blue, the light blue, and then this is the dark blue, but his mouth isn't open, so I might need to sew something in. He's got his little claws, they're really sweet. And yeah, now I just need to work on the ears. So he has little notches in his ears, which is causing a little bit of trouble. Some Aragorni patterns just went for nice big long rabbit-like ears. I really wanted to try and get the notch in place, but I'm not sure how happy I am at the moment with this. So I might end up having another go. It's used a lot of yarn, and I've got a lot of ends before I've tried to pick the yarn up, and I would have to make another one. But maybe if I made the other one it wouldn't look so bad. It's about the right height because he has very big ears. So I don't know, what do you think? Does it just look odd because it's the only one? It's going to take a lot of sewing because that's 2 layers of quite thick yarn I have to try and sew to the face there. But maybe it's better than I thought. We'll have to see. Maybe it's because he's not smiling in the same way. So that is the other project that I have been working on a lot at the moment. So I do want to try and finish him. The ears are definitely a bit of a roadblock, because I really want to get them right and have the little cute notches in his ears. But other than that, pretty much ready to get back onto some of the bigger projects again, have another go. I think I'm going to try the magenta and navy jumper next. That one hasn't been around for a while. I've got a few more squares of my Soul Sister blanket to work on, and we'll see what to do with the rest after that. Yeah, if I don't have enough yarn for the jumper, then I can rip it back and put it in my scrap pile. So I do have a scraps bag, and I make blankets out of the scraps bag. Maybe I should share that sometime on my channel, I'm not sure. It's just sort of scrappy odds and ends. But yeah, that is where I'm at the moment. Quite exciting. I really want to try and do some summer projects, but I'm trying to tell myself, no, do not start another project. We went through this last week. We had all the projects out. Don't start another project yet. But I really want to, because it's been such lovely weather. I would just love a little a little shawl or a little shruglet kind of thing, just a teeny tiny little cardigan just to wrap over my shoulders. But I would have to make that, and that involves making projects. So yes, I'm trying to be really good. But it isn't the nicest outside at the moment. It's sort of coming and going, so I'm gonna just stay indoors, edit this video, and then it's back to work for another week. Just keep working. So yeah, hopefully you're having a good time where you are. Hopefully you're making some good makes. Remember, let me know what you're making in the comment section, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now, everybody.